This movie is called Rattlesnake. I really thought it was going to be one of those movies about rattlesnakes like chasing people and stuff through the desert, but it's not. It's one of those kind of what would you do in this situation type of movie, which sometimes can be good, but sometimes can be quite annoying. This mother is traveling to Texas with her daughter. It's like the cutest thing ever.
Elephant? Where?
Yeah, what? Did you miss it?
Yeah.
Isn't she so cute? Oh my god. She's so adorable. So you know something horrible is gonna happen and you're gonna feel really bad. I really did not want anything to happen to the poor kitten. And she becomes the most likable character instantly when she's introduced. After they have a rest stop, the mother remarks to the little girl Clara that she should stop picking at her scab. The mother then tells her something that I'm actually surprised, because most parents won't say this. She said, well, maybe if you hadn't been throwing that rock at that girl, she wouldn't have pushed you. And then Clara says, well, she deserved to be hurt. This family is also vegan, I'm guessing because they have the sticker that says, cows are friends, not food. But when her daughter says a remark about the deserving to be hurt, the mother is appalled.
We don't hurt people. Not ever.
She deserved to be hurt.
No, she didn't. Clara, no one deserves to be hurt. No one.
Nah, you see, that's where I disagree. Sorry, but I'm pretty sure you'd feel quite differently if somebody was doing something very inappropriate with your daughter, and your motherly instincts would, or at least should kick in to hurt that person to save your daughter. And even if it didn't, would you honestly think that somebody who went out of their way to hurt a child or anyone, especially if that person's innocent, to hurt innocent animals, not even for food, but just for the sake of doing it because they want to be monsters, and they see a cute animal, they're like, oh, instead of petting it, they torture it, you honestly think those people don't deserve to be hurt? Pain is something the animal kingdom understands very well. And most of the time when there are not painful consequences for things that people do to painfully torture or inconvenience others, guess what happens? They keep doing it. The reason why we don't have more crime than we do right now is because there are painful repercussions. When people start easing up on those repercussions or punishments, which they have been doing, you'll notice that there's an uptick of crime, because human beings are also part of the animal kingdom. And if they can take an opportunity and get away with something, they're going to take it. More people don't steal because they know that there are cameras around now. There are a lot of people who still have good humanity and who just won't do that because they don't want to inconvenience someone else. But most of those people that have those mindsets are usually people who've had it happen to them. Who knows? I could have been one of those asshole women who like to cheat on people and take advantage of people. But I think a big reason why I didn't do that is because I myself had been brokenhearted and betrayed. And with how sensitive I am, I couldn't fathom doing that to somebody else because it is really painful, especially to someone that you claim that you love. So I don't totally agree with that sentiment. I used to, and then I grew up. Because there's an accident up ahead, the mother decides to take the exit. What open road. Exactly the kind of place I want to be, except I want more trees and be surrounded by more mountains. I can attest that going out in back roads like this in the country, there is no connection on the GPS. The good news is I think the GPS preloads the direction you're supposed to take so you can still keep following what's on the screen. But for some reason, the app that she's using is horrible because it straight up just takes her offline and there's no directions whatsoever, which is weird. Unfortunately, her tire pops and they're now stranded out in the open. Please tell me this woman can change a tire. Thank goodness her pop taught her how. As she's changing the tire, Clara is out there playing. The mother wants her to be close, understandably, so she tells Clara to come back and at least get her coffee. I think the mother just did that so that Clara would come back. And as Clara is walking back, something horrible happens.
Go home now, can we?
Okay, so the crying does sound fake. You can tell the little girl is trying to act, but she's so adorable that you forgive it. Also, you don't really see her face, so there's no tears, but I still feel really bad for her, even though I know it's fake because her crying kind of took me out of it. Because she's so adorable, I feel so bad for her, and she immediately starts getting faint.
Okay, it's okay, sweetie. It's okay, it's okay.
As Clara starts crying, her crying trails off, and she goes semi-unconscious. Out of desperation, the mother sees something that she didn't notice before, and clearly wasn't there before. I had to go back and look, because I'm like, I know I didn't see that before. That trailer just appeared in the back out of nowhere. The mother runs and sees that there's food on the stove in the trailer. There's also music playing. A woman appears in the background in the dark. The mother explains that her child has been bitten by a snake, and this woman is freaking creepy. She doesn't look at all worried about the child. It's as though she's not even human. Her demeanor is so unsettling, I almost think she's gonna kill the kid.
Oh, I'm so sorry for barging in. My little girl, she got bitten by a snake. Oh, I didn't know what to do.
You're in luck, darling. I've worked on many a bite out here. Let me help her.
Oh, thank God.
They're the most common and widespread venomous snake found in Texas, except the very eastern part of the state. If you get bitten by one of these things, it is in fact an emergency. These snakes are very venomous, and you can identify them by the sound of their rattling tails. The reason why a bite from one of these things is rarely fatal is because we now have hospitals, and it's only really fatal if it goes untreated. If you can get to a hospital within 2 hours of getting bitten, your survival rate after getting bitten by a rattlesnake is about 99%, and especially higher if you're bitten by an adult rattlesnake, as the babies don't know how much venom to administer when biting something, so they usually just unleash all of it. Regardless, getting bitten one of these things is no joke, but again, if you go to a hospital within 2 hours, you should be fine. So this woman says she can treat the little girl. She tells the mother, relax, go and fix the tire.
She's going blue, please help her. What can you do?
The nearest town's Tulia. You'll find a hospital there. You best get that tire sorted out. We'll discuss payment later. It's okay, sweetheart.
She tells her that the nearest town is Tulia, which I'm guessing is under 2 hours. Then the woman says that we'll discuss payment later, and we're like, say what now? I'm expecting this is going to become a whole different adventure, and it's possible this crazy woman's probably going to try and steal this child. She makes it to the hospital, and they're able to take care of the kid, but the weird thing is, the snake bite is gone. She's in the little town of Tulia. See, the weird thing is, when she had fixed the tire and gone back to check on her little girl, the mother pulled up the sleeve of the leg pant where Clara got bitten, and there was no snake bite. To make matters even weirder and more Twilight Zone-ish, the scab that the little girl had from earlier is no longer there either. It's like this witch doctor woman just completely erased all of her injuries. So of course later at Tulia in the hospital, people think she's crazy or very exhausted because she's been driving for a while. Clara is still resting. The mother sees that other people are mourning over their sick father. And while she's just waking up, she is met by somebody who's just spontaneously in the room. So what's up? I'm here to discuss payment. And I'm guessing they sent this guy because about now I'm thinking this is going to be a racist movie where she's the black woman is there and all of a sudden, you know, everyone's treating her weird because the guy was asking her questions like, are you a single mother? And she looked really offended. But no, it turns out not to be that. He says that he's here to discuss payment. Why does he look like Neil deGrasse Tyson? Like a darker version of him. See, they got the same kind of facial structure thing going on. It's weird. Like, they're video game characters, but these are different skins with the same face or model. Anyway, this man is like, yeah, we're here to discuss payment. When the mother starts talking about insurance, he says no, not that payment, the other type of payment. A soul for a soul. As you see, that weird woman saved the baby's life, and so as a result, she requires her payment. Before sundown, this woman has to take another life, or else her little girl will go back to the state that they found her in. She thinks he's crazy and she's ready to call security. And he tells her, all right, have it your way, but I'm telling you, let me show you what that would look like.
Clara? Sweetie?
She will suffer.
What have you done to her?
She has 7 hours and she calls the nurses. But when they go in, nothing is wrong. Clara's fine and she's sleeping peacefully. And this is where the movie kind of starts to fall apart for me. Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, clearly she wasn't in that state when you found her. Maybe the demon thing is trying to scare her into saying that, yeah, she's gonna die. Because that's exactly what he said. And they tell her that she has to go out and kill someone else. Or else your daughter is gonna be sick and she's gonna die from that venom. So here's me thinking to myself, stupid ass that I am, no, that you're already in a hospital. You know, the one place that if she does revert to how she was before, they can heal her because she's at the hospital in Texas, where a lot of people get snake bites and they can get anti-venom for her snake bite. Why are you taking this seriously to go out and kill someone else when your daughter is literally already at a hospital where she can get treated for that fucking wound? Another thing the mother never considered is that she probably is the one that needs mental help because she's seeing shit that clearly is not there. She reads up on the Texas Times and all the apparitions of people she's seeing that other people can't see happen to be people who were killed. This man, the dude she saw in the room with her, was killed by this guy that kept screaming a soul for a soul. When she looked closely at the footage, she keeps seeing the same woman. She saw it in the other pictures too, this apparition. The same truck driver that she just saw moments ago that was out in the desert when she went back to the area to see if she could find the woman whose trailer mysteriously disappeared.
Stay away from me.
There's nowhere to run.
Stay away from me!
Because she's seeing all this stuff, she's like, yeah, this is real. Instead of asking other people to confirm this. Bitch, you're seeing things that other people aren't seeing. The first thing I would do is ask other people around me, specifically the doctors and nurses and stuff, hey, do you see this? Like, what does this look like to you? Pretty sure it's a cactus. So because of her desperation, she donned the brightest looking hoodie and the most conspicuous disposition and goes around the hospital looking for patients that are easy to kill. But everyone's families are with them. She sees the young woman who was mourning over her sick father earlier, the one that she'd been looking at, and she goes up to make friends with her. Her idea is to get close to this person so she can get close to the patient. The man is almost dead. She takes out a pillow because he's on his last leg anyway, but she's having problems doing it. The woman had stepped out of the room for a little while to go meet her relatives to bring them back to the room, which is really stupid because in the hospital, you can ask the nurses to direct you to the specific patient you're there to visit. So there really isn't no need for that, but whatever. You also decide to leave your sick father in the room with someone you barely know. Sorry, I am not taking that chance with someone I just met. When she comes out the bathroom, everyone's like, what the frick, what are you doing here? Who are you? And a very intimate moment happens as the father passes away. Everyone's kissing him goodbye and hugging. And at that moment, I'm like, girl, you need to get up out of there. It is so freaking awkward. She puts back on her supposedly disguise, and everywhere she goes, these ghostly apparitions of real people that have died are telling her time's up. That little boy had gone missing, and he's now presumably dead since she's seeing his ghost, which she can't explain, and he starts banging his head painfully across the glass, leaving smears of blood. The glass breaks, and she jumps out, almost getting smushed by another vehicle. The man is trying to see if she's okay, but she just ignores him, puts back on her disguise, and he's like, what the frick is wrong with you? She goes to a bar to drink. A woman sits down beside her who clearly has been abused by her partner. She clearly has been here before and been in the situation before where she always lies and says it was just a roller derby accident, because of course it was. Doesn't take long before her supposed partner is behind her, forcing her to get out of the bar.
Come on. Enough's enough.
Stay, please, just a little while.
Get up off that stool, Abby.
Billy, just let her finish her damn beer.
This don't concern you, Francine. Unless, of course, you wanted to.
Francine's like, I ain't trying to have no beef. Both of you get out. Francine doesn't have any respect for that woman because clearly she could leave if she wants to. Francine thinks that she let it get that far and kept letting this dude get away with doing that to her, and so he continues. She has to want the help to be helped, which is basically what she tells the newcomer.
Just get out of here, both of y'all. Go on, get.
And so the mother finds a new victim. She goes to a gun store to buy a firearm. Oh boy. The guy's like, if you're not a Texas resident, you can't buy one. She tells him that she's been attacked, she and her daughter, and the guy is appalled by this. He's wondering why people are so savage nowadays that they would just do that to people. When he asks how her little girl is, she says sadly that her little girl is in the hospital, to which understandably he's appalled at. He still says that he can't help her by selling her a firearm, but she can direct him towards somebody who can, a private seller. I really like how they play up this guy because he takes a good long hard look at her identification and tells her a story about his wife having bought a gun just like this to end her life. He also recognizes that she's about to kill someone. She's also making herself look hella suspicious and saying she's in a rush, and he basically tells her,
So, I want to know, Katrina Ridgway, that you're sure that they got it coming.
He really tried to talk her out of whatever was going on. He made her think about what she was about to do. Because he may be a legal seller, but if she commits a crime, that's on her. He tells her he's not going to deprive a woman of carrying a gun to protect herself, but just make sure that if you're going to make a decision about using it, that that person deserves it. More rather, make sure that you use it correctly to defend yourself and don't go out hunting for someone. She doesn't say anything, but she just looks guilty and doesn't deny it. Then I see something really, really funny. And I even left a comment on this person's video.
I thought today one of the Glocks I've not demonstrated or talked about is the good old reliable Glock 19.
Okay, Hickok. This is a firearm YouTuber. He's an expert with firearms called Hickok45.
Hickok 45 here.
Anyway, she watches Hickok's video and she does some practice rounds, which is very responsible. If you're gonna have a firearm, the worst thing you could do is buy a firearm and then not learn to use it and then end up hurting somebody else that you didn't even intend to hurt. You wouldn't get a car, that you can also use as a weapon, by the way, and not learn how to drive it. That makes no sense. So after she hits it one time, I'm hoping she practiced more after that. It's not like she has a lot of time. She had followed the couple home to know where they live. This bitch puts on a mask, wearing, though, the same bright yellow hoodie and cap, where she sticks out like a sore freaking sucked-to-death thumb. Really, really and truly, you want to stand out. You don't want people to know it's you. You get the brightest clothes that you have. You don't buy something that you can throw away or burn. It's not yours. Something that is more dull or beige or something that's more forgettable. No, but you have to get a bright-ass bumblebee freaking yellow sweater in the middle of a freaking heat wave with a cap. Can you look any more suspicious? After she's in the closet hiding, seeing how this guy not only humiliates, but tortures his partner, she starts crying, because clearly she's coming from a relationship that was like that. She listens to Tony Robbins and about your future and making better decisions. It's clear that they were implying heavily that she had come from an abusive relationship. So seeing this, she thinks this guy deserves it.
Take the keys. Slowly. Okay.
Look how smug he looks right here. By the way, he had his girlfriend while he was watching the news for half an hour holding up some heavy-ass books. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what the frick is going on here. Like, if this is an actual dom and sub relationship, great. But it doesn't look like she's deriving any pleasure from it, so it's abuse. It also looks like she had gotten freshly beaten again. And the reason she got here is because when he asked for some lovemaking, she said she was tired. She clearly doesn't love him and is afraid of him. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna punish you. Hold these heavy-ass books, and if you drop them, I'm gonna kill you. This is how our main character picked him as a piece of shit she was gonna kill. Don't think this girl called the police. She herself was contemplating about killing him, as when our main character was in the closet, watching her in the room after the guy walked out, she had picked up a pair of scissors momentarily and thought better of it and put it down. She forces the guy to drive to Palo Duro Canyon. This is where that smug little ass face of his starts turning into actual panic.
Get out the truck.
No. If I do, you'll shoot me.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, get out of the truck.
Why do you want to kill me? Just tell me what I've done so I know, please.
Very good acting. He did a great job, and I wanted to show you that clip right there, let you know how he did it so well in displaying how someone can go to, haha, I'm in control, to holy shit, this bitch is gonna kill me. As bad as he is and abusive as he is, he didn't kill his girlfriend. I don't think he could actively kill someone. Well, you know what? Anybody can kill anyone. Even the nicest people, when they're really faced with that situation. But he just rather torture her. Now he's actually faced with death, and he realizes, oh shit. And he's still brain dead. And he's thinking to himself why, which he never tells him. Not like it would have mattered. He says he knows that he's done a lot of horrible things in his life, but he can change.
I've done some fucked up things in this lifetime. Okay, I know I have. But please, if you tell me, I can fix it, I promise. Please, please, because I don't want to die.
Okay, listen to me, you piece of shit. I just want your fucking truck.
Can't even blame the man. He thinks he's gonna die. He's freaking desperate. At that point, you're like, okay, it's either I'm gonna try and go for it and get shot, or listen to everything this bitch says and get shot anyway for sure. He chokes the crap out of her and then runs for the hills, literally. She gets the gun and chases after him. He knows she's serious because she actually takes shots while he's running away. And in this moment, I kind of feel sorry for the guy. Normally in a situation like this, it would have been wiser to wait in the truck, but she's literally trying to do this before sunset so she can save her daughter, even though her daughter is already in the freaking hospital where they can treat a snake bite. She's already in the hospital.
Hi.
She gets the bright idea to take her own life. One of the demon apparitions of the woman that fell off the thing. Oh dear God. She makes a video telling her daughter how much she loved her and she did what she had to do. Then she gets her lights knocked out. Even still, the sun is almost down. And the guy didn't even kill her. He just kept calling her crazy bitch. She takes out the knife that she got from her trunk and goes into mode of trying to stab herself in the neck. And he's like, what the frick are you doing? What in the hell? And then poetic justice happens. Because as he's standing there wondering what the hell is going on with this broad, a rattlesnake just happens to be there. Just like the one that bit the little poor girl. And the dude falls to his death, sort of. His hand, leg, and skull is broken. I love how the music comes on like she's a freaking alien. And she realizes that, what? I can kill him and get away with it. This is so much easier. I'd be putting him out of his misery. And, you know, it is what it is. See that change in music? I just imagine how, can you imagine how this must look like to the guy who's laying down there freaking terrified of this woman? As she looks over, she was about to kill him and then she decides to kill herself. He just thinks she's freaking nuts. And then he looks up while he's not able to move and dying, and instead of her getting help, you see her put the knife in her mouth and start crawling down towards you with the knife. Yo, poor guy's lying there like, please don't, please, at least tell me why. Please don't let me die and not tell me what I did. And she doesn't say anything. She doesn't even tell the poor dude. She just keeps telling her she's gonna burn in hell. After she does the deed, the sun finally goes down. She slices his neck and she sees all the apparitions. All those people or ghosts. The priest who had burst into flames and the little missing boy. And of course, the woman holding her hand in that weird ass way. Like she's a freaking Illuminati sign. Basically letting the woman know, all right, that's paid, now you can move on. You know that woman can never visit Texas again. She sets the car on fire, his truck, and walks back to the hospital, or to her car. If she was smart, she would have parked her car not far from there, and we see her driving back. Her mom, who she was supposed to be going to stay with, is wondering what the hell happened to her. She does get in touch with her mom later, who is very upset with her, and she says, I should have called you back. Yes, she checked into the motel, but does she have an alibi? There are enough people that would notice her, especially with the freaking hoodie she was wearing. Clara is all fine, but the mother is scared when she sees that Claire is not only drawing a rattlesnake, but that she drew a picture of that freaking woman, which means that Claire herself saw the woman. But the mother doesn't say anything. As they are driving home, or at least to Clara's grandmother's house, they continue playing their little game, going down the alphabet and choosing stuff that they see. For example, if you're on the letter D, you would choose dirt, because that's what you spy.
H for hitchhiker.
Oh dear, I wonder if that's the dude she just killed. Passing by, she sees that it's the dude that she just killed, whose hands and legs were broken, whose skull was pouring out human liquid. She asks her little girl if she in fact saw that dude, and he's just standing there like a freaking creep. Is he a ghost? And if he is, how is it that the little girl can see him too? I will say that that shot of him just standing there after they pass him is the scariest shot in the whole movie. He's just standing there. Like, yo, I will give them credit for that. But we're supposed to assume she gets completely away with it scot-free. And if he's brought back to life, great. But now you have to worry about him coming after you and your family? No thanks. This movie could have had a great concept if it wasn't so goddamn stupid. Because all that needed to have happened was, even if she got in touch with this weird witch doctor woman, all she had to do was let her stay at the hospital. Maybe the woman would have put a curse on her. But, you know, seeing as how the mother was seeing things, I would have thought that maybe I'm ill. Okay, that fucking scared me. I'm sorry. Like, I just ended the Netflix program and that shit popped up. I almost swallowed my tongue over that. Jesus Christ. Thanks for the spoiler, Netflix. Didn't get there yet. Anyways, this movie wasn't horrible, but it made no freaking sense. I appreciate the concept, but I'm thinking this woman was just batshit nuts the whole time. Still, if you enjoy a slow burn of a movie with some paranormal context, you'll probably enjoy this movie. It's on Netflix now. You can watch it in its entirety. It's the 2019 one, not the other one. I looked at the reviews after I watched this movie and I was actually astounded. Didn't expect it to be rated so poorly and worse by the audience. A lot of people were so mad at it. And I can understand where the person was going with it, but they could have gone a completely different direction it would have been a great movie, but they decided to go this direction with it, and I think it failed miserably. Cinematography was nice. The acting was on point. The story was just one of those throwaway creepypasta things that makes you believe that they probably got this from a creepypasta, but it just didn't translate as well onto a screen. But even the creepypastas make more sense in the freaking movies. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.